Day, everybody. Thursday morning, done a little bit of work. Fred's decided to go back to the Wagner motor, so he is currently installing it. He's got most of it done. Um, Everybody's got their opinions about the advantages, disadvantages. I think at Maryville Speedway, at least anyways, on this slick surface, that a Wagner with a sail panel is at the very least as competitive, if not more so. And when there's bite in the track, that might not be the case, but I think the program is working because it does exactly what it needed to do. It takes a motor that's half the cost of a really good open motor and makes it competitive. So besides the fact that I think modifieds look really cool with sail panels on. And so, yeah, here's his open motor. I believe he's got it sold, and he's just going to go with the Wagner. He's had some pretty good runs in the last couple of weeks, especially last week after being involved in I think 3 of those pileups, and I think he drove himself back up to a 6. So his car's working pretty good for him, and so he's pretty contented with that, and well, not contented, but he's happy with that, and something to work on. And for myself, I've decided to do a complete reset. I've revalved 3 of my shocks to get them just back to standard. I just from the very beginning in the car at practice and all that, while I was able to turn some decent lap times, the car just never felt like it was into the track, and I would skate around easily, and I always felt like I was on the verge of sliding and spinning my tires. But if you hit it just right, if you had the wheel turn just right, you could actually rip off a pretty good lap time, but completely inconsistent. And I just kind of felt that during the feature, as the race would go on and laps would go on, that situation would get worse. And I don't know exactly what the issue was, but I just think that sometimes we get our cars so far from standard that sometimes it's helping us, sometimes it's not. In my situation right now, it's not. So I'm going to go back to standard and start over from there. And then, of course, a lot of people talking about Matt and how strong he is at everywhere he goes, and his domination at Weed Sport, his domination at Maryville. I just finished watching the DTD video of Ranceville, and Steve Lewis, good for him, man. He just give both Susie and Maddie a run there, and he potentially could have won that one, apparently the one before too. So good for him. But there's just too many people who are just willing to criticize guys that win a lot of races like Matt. And, that's always been the way, but I'm not one of them people. I give credit to people who rise to that level in whatever sport they're doing, whether we're talking about hockey, football, or whether we're talking racing. And good for that race team and everybody involved with Matt and the level that they've gotten to. Arguably the best dirt modified racer going right now, and we just got to compete against him, and that so he's the standard. And so when you show up on Saturday night, you better be ready to go. We have every intention of doing the very best we can to closing the gap on the lap times, and you just got to keep working hard and trying. And but good for them, and congratulations to their early season victories. I believe he hasn't lost at Ranceville or Maryville yet, and so that's the challenge. So I guess you could say that if we end up actually beating him, you beating the very best at his best, and so that'd be something else. So yeah, I ended up going down to Weed Sport on Sunday as a big block show. I knew I wasn't going to qualify. I don't want that sound like a defeatist attitude. It's just being realistic. I just wanted to get some more laps on the car, and it just confirmed to me that it's just not where I need the car to be. So that was enough to say, well, okay, let's just start over. So we got, I think I'm going to go to Ranceville on Friday. After watching that video, the track's not great, but it's not too bad. It's better than it was, and maybe Howard and the boys can get that straightened out a little bit more, and then a place to go and get some more laps on it. So, okay, talk to y'all later.